The Herons in Tellius are some of the best designed characters I've ever seen. Aside from looking awesome and having interesting lore, they also masterfully implement one of the most crucial aspects of gaming: gameplay story integration. Hey guys, it's Peshcats, here to finish our contract. Today, let's examine the design of the free Herons in Fire Emblem Path of Radiance and Radiant Dawn. First, let's look at each Heron's individual character. Raphael is the last of the traditional Herons and is the only one which acts like how a member of the tribe is supposed to. He's mellow, peaceful, and doesn't hold a single drop of aggression in his soul. It's to the point where Ike gets super weirded out by him since he finds it unnatural that bro talks about any seasoning in his tone. You know what I mean. Additionally, Raphael was bought at a slave auction, and during his time as one, he lost his ability to fly, which contributes to his solemn personality. Rayson is completely different from Raphael. During the Serenus massacre, Tabarn scooped him up and took him to Phoenicius, where he was raised by the Hawk tribe. Therefore, this guy has one fiery personality, always eager to jump in and fight even though that's not what the Heron tribe does. He's angry, vengeful, and at one point even wants to use the Heron's singing magic as an attack rather than support. However, we do see in the game that he holds great potential with his singing if he is able to calm himself, like when he restored Serenus Forest with Leanne or healed Rajaon from his torment. Speaking of Leanne, she survived the Serenus Forest through a combined effort of multiple Herons to sing her into a protective sleep, which lasted for 20 years. Therefore, she's physically frail. At times, she's a bundle of joy, and at other times, she's super depressed. She's playful, stubborn, and an optimist, always choosing to see the good in others. If I were to describe the free Herons using emojis, it would be like this. Now, the neat thing is, every single one of these Herons' character traits are expertly included in their gameplay as a unit in your army. Let's start with the most noticeable difference: Galdra, the main ability of the Herons. Raphael is the only one which acts like how a Heron is supposed to act, and the strength of the Heron's Galdra is affected by the calm in his heart. Therefore, whether transformed or untransformed, Raphael can refresh every unit adjacent to him. Leanne's heart is less calm as she has more of a gleeful energy. She's also the youngest and least experienced. Therefore, she can only refresh the units adjacent to her sides. And Rayson, who acts the complete opposite of what a Heron is supposed to act like, can only refresh one unit per turn. However, when he transforms, he can perform just as well as Raphael can, which shows his dormant potential if he is able to calm his heart. Let's talk about their stats next. Rayson has way more HP and defense than the other two, and also more movement, showing his physical prowess thanks to being raised by the Hawk tribe. Leanne has the lowest defenses, showing her frailness due to being asleep for so long. Her movement is also less than Rayson's. However, like Rayson, she can still canto, because the two are able to fly. Due to injuries as a slave, Raphael cannot fly, and this is represented in the game because he cannot canto. The integrations don't stop there though. Biorhythm is a mechanic which reflects the character's mood swings. If they're in a good mood, they'll perform better than when they're in a bad mood. Every character's biorhythm is different, and for the Herons, their biorhythm perfectly matches their personality. Raphael's biorhythm barely fluctuates at all, always staying by the origin, showcasing the calm in his heart. Leanne's biorhythm is never in the middle, always either at the top or bottom, reflecting how she spends super long amounts of time in a good mood, but also long times in a bad mood. Rayson's biorhythm moves up and down quickly, showing the fire in his heart. Speaking of fire, Rayson has a fire affinity, an affinity which matches his offensive personality. Leanne's affinity is water, showing her optimistic, naive, yet pure nature, which other characters of the water affinity also share. Finally, Raphael is given the heaven affinity, an affinity which symbolizes divinity, grace, and calm. These three affinities perfectly match with these Herons' personalities. For me, the best part of games is how a brilliant narrative can be immersed into your own hands as you press the buttons, and nothing is more immersive than gameplay story integration. It's always amazing to see the artful ways which developers merge them together, and with the Herons in Radiant Dawn, it was merged perfectly. Thanks for watching. This has been Peshcats, and I'll see you in our next contract.